I'm doing mine refutation for Andrew, responding to his claim that milk consumption fails to improve the health of the average adult consumer. Unfortunately, it's very likely for the average adult consumer to encounter various health improvements due to milk consumption. That is, if the consumption is balanced with their diet. His secondary claim was that the dietary benefits of milk end once a person has left the infant stage. That is not necessarily true, although there's a high dietary benefits of milk during the infant stage. There are also dietary benefits of milk for many people as adults. Milk is a great source of vitamins and nutrients. It has calcium, choline, potassium, vitamin D. These vitamins and nutrients continue to benefit us even after leaving the infant stage. Calcium is important for blood clotting and wound healing, maintaining normal blood pressure and muscle contraction, including heartbeat. Choline is an important nutrient that helps with sleep, muscle movement, learning, and memory. Potassium, with the high intake, is associated with reduced risk of stroke, heart disease, high blood pressure. And vitamin A and B in milk can help build good eyesight and also be shown to help lower risk of certain cancers. His second claim was that there is no significant relationship between milk consumption and bone strength. Milk is a great source of calcium, which is crucial for healthy bones. Therefore, shows a significance between milk consumption and bone strength. Adults need to keep their bones strong and prevent osteoporosis. In the article of milk consumption throughout life and bone mineral content and density in elderly men and women, the study suggests that regular milk consumption throughout life from adolescence to old age is associated with higher bone mineral density and bone mineral content in old age. Men consuming milk more or equal to once a day during midlife had 0.21 higher Z-scores for BMD and 0.18 for BMC in fetal neck, compared with less than once a week. For women, the results were similar, with slightly lower differences according to the midlife milk consumption. His third claim was that milk's high calorie content contributes to nationwide obesity, which is not true. With moderation and consumption of low-fat, zero-fat, and even skim milk can actually be a good source of weight loss. Although studies have shown the possibility of weight gain due to too much milk consumption, this does not mean drinking milk will make you obese. With moderation and good balance, milk makes a great healthy snack that helps maintain a healthy body. Studies have shown that women who drink low-fat or skim milk lose more weight than those who exclude milk from their diet completely. Leading calcium expert, Dr. Michael Zemmel, and colleagues analyzed the diets of 32 obese adults and discovered that these people eating 3 servings of low-fat dairy products a day lost more than 10% of their body weight. In contrast, those taking calcium supplements, those who had little calcium or dairy in their diet, lost only 8% and 6% of their body weight, respectively. Also, milk contains protein, which helps with rebuilding muscles. Consumption of milk Consumption of milk after exercise is a great way to help rebuild muscle strength. It helps replenish the fluids that you lost during your workout, which helps keep soreness from getting worse. For all the types of milk availability, one has the option to find something that fits their diet and nutrition needs. This availability of milk with low amounts of fat and sugar in milk shows no reason to discourage milk drinking in the first place. That's it.
Thank you. Can you tell me what the time was on that? I didn't run the timer.
Oh, it was 4:54.
4:54? All right, thank you. All right, Yulia, the start of the speech I thought was a little bit confusing because it sounded like you had a counterclaim that you were including in the introduction, but it wasn't clear what the counterclaim was because it wasn't a very straightforward declarative sentence, so I'm not sure where you were headed. When you got to the first point, it was a little bit rushed, but I know that in essence you're arguing that there are dietary benefits from consuming milk, and then you list a whole bunch of those benefits, which I think is the right strategy to do and the right argument to be making there, but I got no source on any of that, and so I get this argument that it's got all these benefits, including potassium benefits and vitamins A and B, and no source citation on that. So that's a counterclaim, and that's perfectly fine, but you need to have proof that is sufficient to prove it. What's missing here is any response to the advocate's argument, any criticism of their reasoning or evidence. I think that's a little bit problematic. The counterclaim's a good strategy, but I think it would be stronger with a response to the advocate's argument as well. The same thing I think is on number 2. The advocate had some research that they cited, but we're not getting much contrast between the research that you're citing and the research that they're citing. It sounds like it might be contradictory in some way. At least you did provide us a source citation on this research, which I appreciated. I do think that sometimes you use the acronyms that the researchers use in their data, and unless people are paying close attention, not many people are going to know what 0.21% of BMD or BMC means. Now, of course, if they were listening closely, they'll get those ideas, bone mineral density and bone mineral content, that sort of thing. But I think you could be a little bit clearer. Like I said, the second point there, I didn't think that I got a source citation on that point. And once again, there's no contrast to the argument that the advocate presented. It's just sort of like a contradictory claim without a context. The third point, the same sort of issue, I think you have good responses here, good counterclaims. They would stand out more if you could explain to us why the advocate's arguments weren't reasonable, if there was a problem in contrasting their evidence to yours. You've got some very good data here, and this was very nicely cited, that talks about how it benefits weight loss, how you're going to have more effective weight loss if you actually have milk and dairy in your diet. And I think you could combine that, for instance, with the first point where you're talking about what the nutritional benefits are and show that milk is, like you said, an important part of adult life for people to help maintain health and their weight, and those in fact are substantial benefits that occur, and kind of bring it back to that first point. There's really no audience contact during the presentation. You're looking down and reading the whole time. I think you need to do a little bit more engagement of the audience, and like I said, I think you also need to talk about the advocate's arguments a little bit more so you can contrast yours to them. All right, thank you.